Good evening, everyone, and welcome to girls high school basketball here on 18 WJTS. I'm Kurt Gooksell. Tonight, 7 and 9 Southridge entertaining 5 and 11 Northeast Dubois. This is the second meeting between the two teams. They met in the Corden tournament. Southridge got a 62-36 win in that game. Maya Montgomery, who's injured right now, had 42 points in that ball game. We'll see what happens here tonight. Southridge and Northeast Dubois coming up next on 18 WJTS. Welcome back to Huntingburg Memorial Gym. The Raiders and the Northeast Dubois Jeeps and girls basketball here on a Tuesday night. The Raiders 7 and 9 coming in. The Jeeps are 5 and 11. Taking a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting Northeast Dubois Jeeps, Hadley Foreman, a 5'7 sophomore, Jaslyn Sander, a 5'6 junior, Haley Reckelhoff, a 5'5 senior, Madison Cave, a 5'5 senior, and Brinley Royer, 5'7 and a sophomore. The Jeeps coached by Andy Chin in his fourth year at Northeast Dubois, assisted by Kevin Denyu, Bruce Chin, and Tia Macier. For the Southridge Raiders, they will start this way. Kennedy Alley, 5'3 and a junior. Marie Temple, a 5'7 freshman. Micah Gepner, a 5'10 sophomore. Also in the lineup for the Raiders, Anna Kapner, a 5'5 senior, and Abby Kirchhoff, 5'11 and a junior. Greg Werner, now in his 13th year at Southridge in these two different stints. He is 199 and 86 and 303 and 181 in his 13th year, or his overall record, counting his time at Washington Catholic and also Greensburg. Bernie Main, Craig Denyu are the assistant coaches. Greg in his 22nd year overall, 303 and 181. Again, these two teams met back at the Corden tournament. The Raiders won 62-36. That was when Maya Montgomery had the 42 points, but Maya has been lost for the season with a leg injury. So the best of luck to her as she continues to rehab and gets ready to have that situation taken care of. In the last 15 years of the series, Southridge owns an 11-6 advantage over the Northeast Dubois Jeeps. So looking forward to this one here on a Tuesday night. The girls basketball season just about a month, well actually about 15 more days of regular season basketball. The tournament starts in the first week of February. Raiders will wear the white uniforms trimmed in red and black. They go to the goal to our right, away from their bench. The Jeeps in the royal blue and the white numerals, as Kirchhoff and Foreman to jump it up at the center stripe to begin the basketball game this evening. About right on time. The JV game tonight won by Northeast Dubois. The tip is controlled by the Raiders, and they bring it out of there as Nally will handle it, drift it right corner, hand it back to Temple. Temple with the right-handed dribble back to Nally, whips it out deep to Kapner, into the corner to Gepner. Jeeps in that zone defense as Temple will handle it for the Raiders on the right side. Hands it back to Nally, skips it underneath to Gepner. She puts it off the glass and scores. Gepner gets the Raiders on the board. It's 2-0, 7:26 to go. Opening quarter on the Judd Cowett FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard. Royer for the Jeeps out the Foreman, right of the point. Fires a pass on a flex cut inside to Cave. Her shot no good. Jeeps get the rebound. Sander pulled it out of there, gets it cross lane to Royer. Her shot no good. Scramble for the loose ball, and Temple pulls it out of there for the Raiders. Southridge leads 2-0. Nally will take the basketball back out on top. Angles it right side. Hands it back to Temple. Temple looks inside of the free throw line to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff with it, and a whistle, and a jump ball called in the arrow in the direction of the Northeast Dubois Jeeps. 6:48 to go, opening quarter. 2-0 Southridge. Sander at the point for Northeast Dubois. Takes it across the 10-second line. Foreman on the deep right side, outside the arc. Looks inside, throws it back out to Reckelhoff. High left now to Sander. Into the post to Royer. She put it up, got it, and won.
She got the bucket to fall. I believe they'll give her the and one. We'll see. Should. Foul will go against the Raiders. Kirchhoff, nope, they're going to say out of bounds. Kirchhoff's first. Team's first. Foreman to inbound underneath the Jeep basket. Throws it out near the timeline to Sander. Sander back to Foreman. Now Sander in between the double circle. Goes out to Madison Cave. Cave with it. Basketball above her head goes to Sander. Foreman out front. Foreman directs traffic. Goes out top to Sander. Now deep to Cave. Cave with it. Fires it to Foreman, cutting through the lane. Now she'll have to back it out. Reckelhoff deep left to Sander outside the arc. Gepner out on her. Sander with the ball above her head. Foreman, left elbow, back to Sander. She dives down right of the lane, puts it up over Gepner, no good. Rebounded by the Raiders. Kapner pulled it out of there. Gets it to Nowley, and the Raiders with a 2-0 lead have the ball with 5:46 to go here in the first quarter. Nowley with it. Goes baseline to Gepner, 15-foot left side, good for Micah Gepner.
She's got all four, and it is 4-0 Raiders with 5:30 to go in the first quarter. Foreman with the basketball, looks to feed the post, puts it on the deck, gets loose at the elbow, and she walked with it. Turnover Northeast Dubois. Again, Greg Werner looking for win number 200 as the Raider head coach. He just picked up his 300 overall win earlier this season. Overall record at 303 and 181. Into the game for the Jeeps will be Reagan Canese, a 5'8 freshman. $5:20 to go here in the first quarter. Across the timeline. Temple with it. Temple angles it right to the point. Out the Nally, ball picked off in the passing lane by Canese. She'll go in from the right side, and she walked with it as the Raiders got back and kind of stopped that drive. 4-0 Southridge, 5:04 to go first quarter here on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MD Realtor scoreboard. Girls basketball here on a Tuesday night on WBDC and 18 WJTS. Temple, top of the circle, fires a three and knocks it home. 7-0 Raiders, 4:48 to go first quarter. Jeeps back out on the attack. Sander with it. Goes behind the back to Foreman. Sander, right of the lane. Kicks it out to Canese. Canese, left point now to Foreman. Foreman, nice pass underneath to Sander. She turns, shoots, and scores. Aslan Sander gives the Jeeps their first points, and it's 7-2. Raiders, 4:20 to go first quarter. Nally at the point for the Raiders. Dribble handoff out to Temple. Temple tries to slice the lane. Out to Gepner. Fires it into the post to Kirchhoff. She sends it back out to Gepner. Line drive jumper. Clanks off the front of the rim. No good from three. Rebounded by Sander, and the Jeeps have the basketball. Ryland Cobb will check into the lineup at the next stoppage of play for Northeast Dubois. Sander with it. Goes high right to Foreman. Foreman dives into the lane, pitches back to Madison Cave. She'll go left of the lane, force up a shot, no good. Andy Chin wanted some contact. He's not going to get it this time, and here comes Nally. Nally gates into the lane, now takes it right. Once again, that handoff to Temple. Temple slices into the lane, out to Kapner, into the corner. Gepner, three in the air, good. Gepner with 7 in the game, her first triple, the second three ball of the night for the Raiders, and they lead 10-2. 3:18 to go first quarter. Left side high to Foreman. Foreman, a couple of right-handed dribbles, gets it to Sander, tries to go down the lane, out to Canese in front of the Raider bench. Goes out to Sander, and she walked with her. Make it Madison Cave, she walked with it. Ryland Cobb, a 5'8 freshman, comes into the game. 10-2 Raiders lead here with 3:02 to go in the first quarter. Nally with the basketball. Right of the lane all the way. The basket lays it up too hard. Rebound tipped around inside of the Jeeps. Pull it out of there. Cobb across the timeline for Northeast Dubois.
Rylan out near the timeline, directs some traffic. Temple gives her about 10 feet of space. Point wing deep left to Knies. Basketball above her head. Foreman, top of the circle, dribbles into the lane, forces it up off the back rim, no good. Rebound, battle for a jump ball, call in the arrow in the direction of Southridge. Got boys action Saturday night again. Southridge will be back at it, taking on the Jasper Wildcats right here at Huddingsburg Memorial Gym. Raiders coming off that tough loss at Northeast Dubois on Saturday, where the Jeeps played outstanding basketball in that one. Marie Temple down the lane, pulls up right block, no good with the shot. Got her own rebound, back to Gepner, 3 in the air, left pocket. This one missed badly, rebounded by Cobb, and the Jeeps have it down 10-2. Push ahead up the floor to Knies, now to Cobb. Cobb at the left elbow, back to the basket. Goes out to Foreman, she drives it hard, left baseline, gets cut off. Now tries to feed it back out, and Temple knocked it away and out of bounds with 1:53 to go in the quarter. It's 10-2 in favor of Southridge. Foreman looks to throw it in front of the Raider bench. Gets it to Knies, shovels it back out to Cobb. Cobb with the ball. Looks to slice left of the lane, now goes down the middle of the lane, pulls up off the glass, no. Rebounded by Marie Temple. Rose Temple getting ready to check in for Southridge. Nally with the dribble, has it on the right side. Tries to go right baseline, now gets it back out to Temple. Temple with the ball, gets loose in the lane, out to Gepner, doesn't trigger this time, now to Nally. Nally with it, top of the circle. Works against Cave, into the corner to Temple. Temple with it. She slants it to the elbow, now spins back toward the baseline, puts it up off the glass, no good. Rebound battle for inside, and Foreman pulled it out of there for the Jeeps with 1:02 to go here in the first quarter, 10-2. Raiders on top on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MG Realtor scoreboard. Also, Bailey Keish will check in for Southridge as well. Royer to a curling Foreman into the lane, put it up, no, but she got fouled, and she'll be at the line to shoot 2. Second Raider team foul will go against Gepner, her first. And Foreman will be at the line. So Foreman ready to shoot the first free throw, and she splashes it home. Again, Rose Temple and Keish check into the game for Southridge. 10-3, Raiders on top here by 7 with under 50 to play here in the first quarter. Foreman gets the free throw. She's going to come out, and Jaslyn Sander will check back in. 10-4 our game. Now the point guard will bring it across the timeline. Nally with it for the Raiders. High post to Rose Temple. Temple with it, out to Nally. Pass fake, pulls up, free throw line jumper, rattles in and out, no good. Rebound, Rylan Cobb for Northeast Dubois. Jeeps on the attack down the right side. Knies goes to Reckelhoff. She gets loose in the lane, puts it up off the glass, no good. One and done for the Jeeps, and the Raiders clear the rebound. Candy Nally across the timeline for the Raiders. Right down the middle here at Huddingsburg Memorial Gym. Temple on the baseline. Gets it back out to Gepner to a curling Nally inside. She forced it up. Looked for the contact. Didn't get it. And that's how the first quarter ends. After 1 on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MG Realtor scoreboard. The Raiders 10. The Jeeps 4. We'll step aside. We'll have more high school basketball after this. Back out at Huddingsburg Memorial Gym after 1-10-4 in favor of Southridge. Northeast Dubois will have the basketball. Foreman back in with Sander, Cave, Reckelhoff, and Reagan Knies. Jeeves bounce it to Knies, left to the top of the key. Has the basketball out front now, takes it out near the volleyball line, or where the volleyball line would normally be. Reckelhoff gets it back to Cave straight away between the double circle. Looks around, pitches off to Sander. Ball above her head out front. She directs some movement. Goes to Knies on the right side deep. Thought about the 3, did not trigger. Just underway second quarter. Foreman into the lane.
Out the Reckoff into the corner. Cave, three in the air, in and out, no good. Rebounded by the Raiders. Nally quickly up the floor for Southridge. Candy will set up the offense, go back out to Temple. Marie Temple with it. Out to Nally, deep left side. Nally comes off a Gepner screen, dives into the lane, out to Temple, three in the air, no good. Long rebound right to Gepner, and the Raiders will recycle here, up 10-4. Just under 7 minutes to play first half. Nally, right of lane, all the way the basket off the glass, and she scored. So Nally gets her first two, and it's 12-4 Raiders. Left side, Cave with it outside the arc. Right side now, into the corner to Foreman. Foreman looks around, goes inside to Cave. Cave works against Nally, forces it up, and it's out of bounds back to the Raiders. Pretty physical ball game so far. 12-4. Raiders by 8. 6:27 to go here. Temple across the timeline, right down the middle of the floor. Works against Cave. Out the Nally, three in the air, no good. Rebound, Jeeps. Here comes Reckelhoff quickly down the right side. Tries to turn the corner against Rose Temple. Gets cut off. Brings it back out into the lane. Sander puts it up short off the front of the rim. Rebounded by the Raiders. 12-4, Raiders up by 8. Nally with it for Southridge. Out to Kirkhoff. Back to Nally. Gepner, left point. Three, no good. Rebound, Cave for the Jeeps. Races it down the floor. Southridge up 12-4. Madison Cave with it. Terminates her dribble into the post to Reagan Canese. Out to Sander. Sander into the post. Ball knocked away. Foreman picked it up on the baseline. Got it back to Reckelhoff. She'll go into the paint. Out to Sander. Right side drive. Lays it up. No, but got fouled on the floor as she drove to the basket. So Gepner gets her second personal foul. She started hot offensively for the Raiders. So it'll be an end zone out of bounds as Kapner will come back in for the Raiders. Micah comes out. Again, Gepner had 7 in the first quarter, including a triple. Jeeps inbound to Cave. Cave dives in the lane, puts it up, no good. Try to get her own rebound. The ball knocked out of bounds, and the Jeeps will retain possession. So the Jeeps look to get it in. Canese on the hold, gets it to Cave. Ball knocked away momentarily. Canese picks it up, gets it to Foreman in the lane. Out to Canese. Her three, no good. Long rebound out of bounds. It'll go to Southridge with 5:06 to go here in the second quarter. 12-4 Southridge. Brinley Royer back in for the Jeeps here. Canese will take a seat. Nally with it for the Raiders. Nally, right elbow, now backs it out on the right wing. Hands it off to Temple. Temple thought about the three, gets it back to Nally in front of the Jeep bench. Nally to the right elbow. Out to Kapner. She slices into the lane, pulls up at the free throw line. No good with the jumper. Rebounded by Cobb. Up the floor to Jaslyn Sander. Sander back to Cobb straight away. At the point for Northeast Dubois. In the middle to Foreman. Turns in the lane, shoots no good. Rebound inside by Royer. Her follow no. And she'll get 2 free throws here on the offensive rebound. 12-4 Southridge here. Jeeps looking for their first points of the second quarter. Kaish got the foul for the Raiders. Royer, free throw, short. Kirkhoff will come back in for Kaish. 14 fouls on the Raiders, and Royer will have another free throw here. Free throw on the way, good. 12-5, Raiders by 7. Nally gallops right of the lane, hands it back to Temple. Temple pulls up in the paint, shot no good. Rebound inside by Kirkhoff, got it back out. Temple, right side to Nally, shot fake, drives right baseline, and she was fouled by Cave. It's going to go against Madison Cave for the Jeeps, her first. Team's first. And Nally will inbound underneath the Raider basket with 4:21 to go here in the first half. Nally looks around, fires it out to Kapner. Kapner with it to Temple, now to Nally. Nally fires a three, right point, no good. Rebound Jeeps. Sander races it across the timeline for Northeast Dubois. Rye the lane, puts it up off the glass, couldn't get it to fall. Rebounded by Temple, threw it to Nally, but she was going up the court, and now the Jeeps pick it off. Madison Cave with the ball with 3:56 to go here in the half. Inside to Royer, she got bumped. I believe it'll be Kirkhoff getting the foul as she tried to curl into the lane. It's going to go against Kirkhoff. That's 2 on her. And Keisch will come back in for the Raiders. Foreman to inbound on the Jeep end of the court near their basket. Fires it out top to Cobb. Ryland, ride the lane against Temple. Puts it up on the baseline, no good. Rebound Raiders. Temple pulled it out of there for Southridge. Gets it to Nally with 3:38 to play. Nally with the basketball, right of the lane. Out to Temple. Temple slices inside. Ball went off her foot. Foreman picked it up. She'll go coast to coast, lay it up and miss it. Rebound tipped outside, and the Jeeps have it. Royer out to Cobb. Cobb pass fake, goes right of the lane, forces it up. She got fouled. She'll have 2 free throws. Foul will go against the Raiders. Marie Temple. And at the line will be Ryland Cobb. 12-5, Raiders on top. Cobb, a 5'8 freshman. They're going to say out of bounds. Foreman gets it into Royer. Royer into the lane. She puts it up off the glass. No good. Rebound Kapner. .307 to go first half. 12-5 Raiders on top. Nally into the forecourt. Tries to go baseline. Gets cut off. Whips it back out to Marie Temple. Temple puts it on the floor with her right hand, dribbles it right, pops from the right point, no good, deep shot. Sander gets the weak side rebound. She brings it up the right side for Northeast Dubois. Sander with the ball, whips it out to Cobb. Cobb pass fake, dips into the lane all the way to basket, no good. She got bumped, her follow no, but she'll have 2 more free throws. 2:32 to go first half, 12-5 Raiders on top. The Jeeps back to the free throw line, and Ryland Cobb. Free throw is up and good for Cobb, her first point. 12-6 back in Reagan Kanish. She'll come in for Madison Cave here. Next free throw. Cobb does not get this one. Rebounded by Southridge. Nally gets it back to Temple with 2:27 to go in the half. Temple with it. Bounce pass to Nally. Right to the top of the key. Nally backs it out now. Kicks it out deep to Temple. 3 in the air. Left side no good, but she got fouled in the act of shooting the 3. And she'll have 3 free throws. Andy Chin pleading his case
as Reagan Knies got the foul. Didn't think that was a foul as Temple misses the first free throw. 12-6 Raiders. Next free throw. Got that one. 13-6 Southridge, 2:15 to go here in the first half, as Temple will have the last of the 3 free throws. Free throw on the way. This one glances off, no good. Rebounded by Northeast Dubois. Sander all the way underneath the Knies, who ran the floor, lays it up and in. Knies on the back end, and a great pass by Sander, and it's 13-8. 5-point Jeep deficit. Nally gallops into the lane through a pass at Temple's shoes. She got it out to Kapner. Now they reverse the ball to Kennedy Nally. Nally goes out deep to Kapner. Kapner in the corner to Rose Temple. Now back to Kapner. Skips it right to Nally. Nally puts it on the floor, goes right baseline, kicks it opposite to Kapner, into the corner to Temple. Now back to Kapner. Slices to the elbow, goes back to Marie Temple at the point with 1:27 to go in the first half. Raiders up 13-8. Into the lane, jump stop out to Kapner. She fumbled it, picked it back up, takes it to the right free throw line area, out to Kennedy Nally. Nally works against Cobb into the lane, puts up the floater, no good. Tipped out of bounds, back to the Jeeps. Looked like that was a pretty physical play and no whistle. 13-8. Sander will bring it up the floor for Northeast Dubois. Sander with it. Point wing to Royer. She faces up left to the top of the key. Right side high. They go into the corner. They dump it down low. Turnaround jumper in the paint is no good by Foreman. Put back by Royer, no good. Foreman on the putback, and she scored. Foreman got an offensive rebound and put it up and in. And it's 13-10. The Raider lead cut to 3 with 35 seconds to go in the first half. Nally into the lane. Goes out to Temple, lost control of the ball. Kapner picked it up into the corner to Rose Temple. Now Marie Temple, right side high to Nally. Nally with the ball. She'll center it up with 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Nally right of the lane, hands it back to Marie Temple with 14 seconds. 13-10, Raiders by 3, looking to tally at the end of the first half. Nally with it with 6, with 4. Nally into the lane, gets cut off, out to Temple. Temple, right side jumper blocked away by Knies as time expires, and it's a rock fight. Southridge 13, Northeast Dubois 10 after one half of basketball here at Huntingburg Memorial Gym in this one. After one, it was 10-4 in favor of the Raiders, but just 3 second quarter points for Southridge there. So here at the half, 13-10 in favor of the Southridge Raiders in this girls basketball game. Raiders come in at 7-9, the Jeep Center at 5-11 on the season. We'll step aside. We'll look at first half scoring and more. This is girls high school basketball on WBDC and 18 at WJTS. Back to Huntingburg Memorial Gym for third quarter action. Southridge led in the first half by Micah Gebner with 7. The Jeeps led by Hadley Foreman with 4. Raiders on top 13-10 here as we get ready to start the third quarter. So it'll be Nally, Rose Temple, Marie Temple, Kirchhoff, and Gebner on the floor for the Raiders. It'll be for the Jeeps, Foreman, Reckelhoff, Cave, Sander, and Royer. Raiders with it. Nally goes right of the lane, gets cut off, brings it back out to Temple. Temple with it, picks up her dribble on the right side, gets it back out to Kennedy Nally. Nally on the right side with the left-handed dribble. Now goes to the right hand,
to Temple on a weave. Down the lane, out the Nally. Ball tipped out of bounds by Cave. And the Raiders will retain possession here with the sideline out of bounds on their own end of the floor. 7:38 to go here in the third. 13-10 Raiders on top. Temple with the ball, point wing right side to Kennedy Nally. They leave her open. Now Nally and a whistle, and Greg Werner already wants a 30. This 30 again brought to you by B&A Construction and Design. B&A Construction and Design located on Highway 64 west of Huntingburg across from the Huntingburg Country Club. Give them a call at 812-683-4600. So Southridge on their opening possession here of the second half decided they wanted to call a timeout to reset that offense and see what they want to do here. Forest Park over Corden tonight at half, 22-20. Raiders drop it in the forecourt. Temple with it, right side high to Nally. Temple cuts through the lane. Nally on the right side, flips it out to Rose Temple. She fires it into Kirchhoff in the lane. Little turnaround jumper, left it hard. Kirchhoff got her own rebound, put it up and scored. Kirchhoff gets her first two, and it's 15-10, Raiders by 5. 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Left side, Royer outside the arc. Royer with the ball, looks right, goes out to Foreman. Foreman with it, puts it on the floor one time to Cave. Cave left of the lane toward the basket, put it up and got fouled. And she'll be at the line for free throws here. It'll be against Kirchhoff, and that's 3 on her. She got into a bit of foul difficulty in that first half. And they're going to say down the floor. So back out to Cave. Cave fumbled it, and she couldn't recover the ball out on the sideline. It's back to the Raiders. Kapner comes in for Kirchhoff here. So Temple will slide it up for the Raiders here. 15-10 Southridge on top. 6:41 to go here in the third quarter. Temple with the ball. Out to Nally. Left to the top of the key. Cave on her. Comes off a screen from Gepner. Shoves it in the corner to Temple. And the ball off her hands and out of bounds back to the Jeeps. So the Raiders retreat back defensively, and Cave will slide it up for Northeast Dubois. Goes out to Sander at the point for the Jeeps. Sander drifts it right with a right-hand dribble. Now goes back to the left corner to Cave. Her shot is up, no good. Weak side rebound by Royer. She'll bring it out, try to go baseline to Cave. She'll bring it out toward the right corner. Load up along 3, no good. Rebounded on the weak side by Marie Temple, and the Raiders have it. Nally will bring it up for Southridge. Nally across the timeline for Southridge, leading 15-10. Nally right of the lane, hands it back to Temple. Temple slants it into the paint, puts it up off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Royer, and Temple gets a frustration foul for trying to chase the rebound, and that's 2 on her. 5:48 to go here in the third. 15-10. Jeeps are trailing Southridge by 5 as Northeast Dubois will bring it the length. Jaslyn Sander right down the middle here at Huntingburg Memorial Gym across the 10-second line. Gepner on her. Sander with it, dribbles it right. Now backs it out. Foreman at the left elbow. Foreman's going to go left of the lane, now turn back middle. Force up a shot, no good. Bodies fly underneath the rim, and now Nally runs into a Jeep on the sideline, and it's Foreman who took the brunt of that hit by Nally. Her and Foreman just came together, and they just bounced opposite ways. Aubrey Block, the Raider trainer, going to go over and check out Foreman as she is walking outside the court on the red concrete portion of the gym at Huntingburg Memorial. And now she gets up and she'll walk toward the bench here. As Reagan Knies will come in. Foreman gets the foul as well. Man, that was a collision. They went flying both ways, just crashed into each other.
And Nally will throw it in on the sideline with 5:27 to go in the third. 15-10, Raiders on top. Southridge with the basketball. Nally hands it back to Marie Temple. Temple right block. Pulls up on her dribble. Tries to go inside. Rebound or a pass picked off by Royer. Gets it ahead to Canese. Canese right side to Cave. Cave free throw line. Proceeds to go down the lane. Puts it up hard off the glass. No good. Scramble for the rebound. Still no whistle. And Temple comes out of there with it. Gets it to Nally. Cave limps up the floor for the Jeeps. Gepner with it. Fires it inside. Bad pass off a couple of hands. Out of bounds. Is going to stay on the Raider end of the floor as Rylan Cobb will check into the game for the Jeeps. 15-10, Southridge on top by 5. 4:47 to go here in the third. Nally with the ball for Southridge. Throws it to Gepner. Micah with it. Couple of dribbles back out to Nally. Nally with the ball for Southridge. Hands it to Kapner. Shovels it back underhanded out to Temple. Temple with the ball. Goes to Nally. Nally with it. Puts it on the deck. Goes into the lane out to Gepner. Gepner with it on the right side. She goes to the free throw line. Back of the basket. Shovels it back to Temple with 4:19 to go here in the third. Temple with the ball for Southridge. Temple gets it to Nally. Nally all the way to the basket, right side. Short-armed it, no good. Rebounded by Rylan Cobb. Jeeps on the push. Cobb across the timeline with 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Rylan down the lane. They're going to whistle her for a carry. Into the game for the Jeeps for the first time, Becca Brosmer. Brosmer checks in for the Jeeps. So Nally slides it up for the Raiders. Nally, right of the lane, lays it up and in. So Kennedy gets her fourth, and it's 17-10. Raiders up by 7. Cobb with it out near the timeline, straight away for the Jeeps. Point wing right side to Sander. She turns the corner, goes right baseline, floats one up from 15, no good. Rebounded by Gepner for Southridge, and the Raiders have it with 3:25 to go here in the third. Nally bounces it up the floor for Northeast, or for the Raiders, I should say. Gives it back to Temple on a dribble handoff. Temple with it. Takes it toward the right corner. Now goes right baseline. Shovels it inside. Threw it off a Jeep and out of bounds back to the Raiders. 3:06 to go here in the third. Raiders lead 17-10. Nally into the corner to Temple. Temple to Nally. Nally with it. Gets it back outside, and the Raiders reset the offense. Marie Temple at the point for the Raiders with under 3 to play here in the third. Temple with it. Goes to Nally. Nally with it right of the lane. Into the corner to Gepner. Gepner to Rose Temple right elbow back to Gepner. Now to Marie Temple. She angles it right on the bounce. Hands it back to Nally. Nally loads up a 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebounded by the Jeeps. Sander up the floor for Northeast Dubois. Jeeps down by 7. Sander with it. Right of the lane. Gets it out top to Reckelhoff. Reckelhoff now left of the lane. Drives the basket. Puts it up. No, but got fouled. She'll be at the line to shoot 2. Madison Cave will check back in for the Jeeps here. Kapner gets the foul, her first. At the line, Reckelhoff, and she hits the free throw. First points for Northeast Dubois here in the third quarter. So Reckelhoff will be there again for the charity toss. Next free throw, no good, but a whistle. And the foul underneath the basket is going to go against the Jeeps. And it'll be Brosmer, I believe, on the foul. Yep, Becca Brosmer gets her first. So Southridge up 17-11, brings it up. Temple, the freshman point guard, or two guard for the Raiders, will bring it up. Looks around, terminates that dribble out near the timeline, leaves it off for Kennedy Nally. Nally with the basketball. Comes to the top of the key. Goes baseline, ball knocked away, and the Jeeps have it. Here comes Reagan Canese up the floor. Goes to Cave. Cave with the ball. Pulls up inside the line, right side, and hits it. Long two for Madison Cave. First field goal of the second half for the Jeeps. 17-13. Raiders by 4. Andy Chin right in front of us. He wants to stop out of his crew. Southridge with the basketball. Nally dives in the lane with a runner off the glass and scores. Nally's got 6, and it's 19-13. Raiders by 6 on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MG Realtor scoreboard. 1:11 to play here in the third. Jeeps with the basketball. Down the right side of the lane, Cobb puts it up. She got it blocked, and Kennedy Nally pulled it out of there for the Raiders. Andy Chin thought she got hit on the arm. Nally across the timeline for Southridge with under a minute to play. Right point now to Kapner outside the arc. Kapner uses a Gepner screen, takes it to the elbow. Gepner rolls off of it, catches the ball on the baseline. She brings it back out to Kapner. Now to Temple, and the Raiders recycle the offense up by 6, 19-13 here in the third quarter. Closing 35 seconds of the third quarter, mind you. Nally brings it back out to Temple with 25 seconds. Southridge with the ball here in the closing seconds of the third quarter. Nally checks with Greg Werner now with 16. Nally with the ball, guarded by Cobb. Right point now to Temple. Temple, Marie brings it with 6 to the timeline. Temple with it, deep left to Kapner. Baseline Rose Temple, forces it up, no good as time expires. 19-13, Southridge leads Northeast Dubois on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MG Realtor scoreboard. This girls basketball game. We'll step aside. We'll have more girls hoopage on WBDC and 18 WJTS. At Huntingburg Memorial Gym, 19-13 after 3. Southridge on top by 6 as we head to the fourth quarter. Again, the Raiders will be at home Thursday night against South Spencer over on WAXL 103.3 The Fix Sports. Northeast Dubois will be on the road at Bar Reeve on Thursday night. Jeeps have the ball down 6 here to begin the fourth quarter, I should say. Sander with the basketball for Northeast Dubois. Sander into the lane, comes to a free throw line stop. Gets it to Cave on a weave. Cave puts it up off the glass on a runner, no good. Foreman back into the game, which is good. Clears the rebound for Northeast Dubois. Now Sander, right of the lane. She puts it up, no, but got fouled. Jaslyn Sander will have 2 free throws, and the foul will go against Micah Gepner. That's 3 on Gepner. She was in foul trouble in the first half. Free throw on the way is up and no good. Sander will have another one. She's there with 2 points in the game. 19-13. Next free throw on the way by Sander is good. 19-14, Raiders by 5. Here comes Kennedy Nally up the floor for Southridge. Nally, right of the lane, all the way to the basket, lays it up, had it blocked, rebounded out of there by Foreman. Foreman down the left side. Hadley gets it back to Sander, and in that process, a travel. (19-14), 7:21 to go here in this contest. Southridge by 5. Temple guarded by Cave. Hands it back to Nally. Nally out deep left to Gepner. 3 of the air, no good. Rebounded by Cave. Cave with it for Northeast Dubois. Goes left of the lane, puts it up, no. Got her own follow, no. Rebound inside by Royer. Kicks it back out to
Sanders, she throws up a wild shot, rattles out, no good. Gepner got the rebound, and Royer's down on the floor. We've got a whistle, and I think they just stopped the action as both Royer and Temple collided once again. And Temple will come out of the game, and she hurt her. I think she hit her elbow on the floor. (19-14). Maybe a little head injury as well. They'll quickly check on her. Really physical game. You can tell by the score. Gepner right side jumper, no good. Ball run down in the corner by the Jeeps. 19-14 our score. Jeeps the other way. Left side Foreman, shot fake, drives left baseline. She was fouled en route on the Raiders' 5th team foul of the second half with 6:29 to go in the game. It'll go against Rose Temple. 2 on Temple. Again, the Jeeps will bring it in sideline out of bounds. They get it into Sanders. She'll run the point for Northeast Dubois. Pounds the ball into the floor. Goes deep left to Foreman. Foreman with the ball above her head into the post to Reckelhoff. She bobbled it. Got it back out to Foreman. 3 in the air. Left point good. Foreman gets her first triple. She's got 7. It's a 2-point game. Jeeps trail by 2. Kennedy Nally terminates the dribble. Goes out to Gepner. Right elbow in the corner. Nally. 3. No good. Rims in and out. No good. Rose Temple got the rebound for the Raiders, and Greg Werner called a timeout. It's a full. We'll take it with them. 5:56 to go here in the game on the Judd Collett FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard. Raiders 19, Jeep 17. We'll have more on WBDC and 18 WJTS. Back out at Huntingburg Memorial Gym, 19-17. Raiders lead by 2 with 5:56 to go here in the game. Kennedy Nally pitches it to Rose Temple. Temple gets it back to Nally. Nally has it at the point. Picks up her dribble. Needs some help. Gets in the post to Gepner. Gepner, they cut off her. Hands it back to Nally. She dives in the lane, puts it up. No. Or actually did get the shot, but it's going to not count. She was fouled on the floor. It'll be against Foreman. Foreman gets her second. Raiders bring it in, end zone out of bounds. Just 3 on the Jeeps. Kapner on the right side goes to Nally. Nally into the post to Gepner. Fakes a couple of handoffs. Gepner turns, shoots from 15 right wing. No good. Rebound knocked out of Royer's hands and out of bounds. And the Jeeps are still going to get possession. Temple checks into the game. Marie Temple. 19-17. Raiders by 2. Jeeps with it. Sander has the basketball for Northeast Dubois. Sander with it. Penetrates into the lane, gets cut off. Brings it to Cave. Cave into the lane. Little turnaround jumper, no good. Long rebound, Kennedy Nally, and the Raiders have it. Both these teams searching for offense here and not finding it. Temple with it on the right side, high, works against Cave, takes it to the free throw line left side, now circles it back around, gives it to Kennedy Nally. Nally with it into the lane, puts up the runner, no good. May have been some contact. Jeeps pull it out of there with 4:34 to go. 19-17 Raiders by 2. Cave with the ball for Northeast Dubois. Cave with it. Left of the lane, puts up the runner, no good. Rebounded by Gepner. To Kennedy Nally, down the right side. Nally with it, into the corner, Temple. 3 in the air, good! Temple knocks home the 3. She's got 7. It's 22-17 Raiders. Sander for Northeast Dubois has it. Clear out on the left side of the floor. We've got some hand fighting, and now a whistle and a technical foul on Northeast Dubois. See who they gave that technical on. I don't know. So Kennedy Nally will be at the line. Don't know if they gave it on the Jeep for a push or on the Jeep bench as Nally hits the free throw. Who is it on? They're going to whistle Foreman with that technical foul. So Nally gets both free throws, and it's 24-17. I don't know if she said something. It was getting awfully physical away from the ball. It could have been a push as well. Who knows? It's been a physical game. Nally with the basketball. Comes off a Kirchhoff screen. They dump it back down to Kirchhoff. She puts it up and scores. A little pick and roll right there, and Kirchhoff gets the bucket. She's got 4, and it's 26-17. Sander on the other end kisses it off the glass and scores. Sander gets the bucket. She's got 5, 26-19. Raiders lead. Nally on the other end gets cut off on the baseline. Tries to feed the post ball loose on the floor. Nally gets it out to Gepner with 3:12 to play here. Temple with it, and she got tackled by Madison Cave out near the timeline. 15 foul. Rylan Cobb back into the game for the Jeeps here. 3:08 to play. Nally looks, gets it into Rose Temple. Temple with the ball. Ball knocked away from Nally momentarily. She chases it across the timeline. Leaves it off for Marie Temple with the right hash mark way outside. Puts it on the floor against Cave, who fouls her again for the 6-team foul. 3 on Madison. Raiders inbound to Gepner. Gepner goes baseline to Nally. Inside to Kirchhoff. She put it up and missed it. Got her own. Kicked it back out to Nally. 3 is in the air. No good. Rebounded by Canese on the weak side with 2:41 to play. Jeeps need some offense in a hurry. Canese with it. Goes to Sander. Into the lane. Gets cut off. Out to Canese. Canese puts it on the floor. Right side. Sends it back out to Sander. Sander into the lane, forces it up, around the rim, no, rebounded by the Raiders. Temple got it, gets it back to Nally with 2:17 to play. Nally with the ball, goes to Gepner. Gepner with it, ball knocked out of her hands by Cave. Cave looks to go inside, and she got fouled as she tried to pass it off to the sideline. And it's the 6-team foul on Southridge. They get it to Cave. Cave with it into the lane. Ball loose on the floor. Picked out of there by Gepner. Now Madison Cave is down, or excuse me, injured player on the floor for the Jeeps. It's Cave. She's slow to get up, and Annie Chin's going to go out there and check on her. Like I said, this has been a physical bloodbath all night long. It's been crazy. 1:56 to go, 26-19 Raiders on top here on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MG Realtor scoreboard. Okay, looks like her arm is injured. She's going to get some help from Andy Chin and, once again, Raider trainer Aubrey Block out there to take a look at her. Aubrey's been busy. She's looked at players on both sides tonight. A couple of different trips to the locker room for each team. Raiders try to inbound. They do. Up the right side, Nally brings it across the timeline with 1:52 to go. Nally spins out top. Has the basketball. Looks around, spins. Gets it back out to Gepner with 1:35. Nally with it. She got fouled by Reckelhoff, and now it's bonus time for Southridge. Candy Nally at the line, free throw in the air, good. Nally with 9. And it's 27-19 Raiders. Just 1:31 to go in this one. Next free throw, this one is no good. Rebounded by the Jeeps. Cobb up the floor for Northeast Dubois. Cobb out to Sander. Sander into the lane. Puts up a wild shot, no good. She tries to save it from going out of bounds. Back to Southridge. They lob it into the Raiders. They get it ahead to Temple. Temple with the basketball for Southridge. Gets it back out to Nally. Nally with 1:06 to play. It's 27-19. Nally gets fouled in the corner by Reagan Canese, and back to the line will be Kennedy Nally. So Nally will step up there. Raiders trying to ice this game and get their 8th win of the season. Free throw no good. Rebounded by Northeast Dubois. Foreman with it, pops the 3 right point, no good. Rebound inside by Royer. Her follow was up and good. Royer with 3, and it's 27-21 Raiders, and quickly a Jeep foul will send Nally back to the line. So the lead 6 for Southridge. Sander gets the foul, it's her first. At the line will be Nally. Free throw is up, no good. Chases down her own rebound, though. Nally underneath the basket, gets it back out to Temple. And a kick on the Jeeps, and it's back to Southridge. Nally to inbound. Throws it out to Temple with 38 seconds to go. Temple with the ball. And quickly, she's fouled as Sander and Canese provide the double team, and it's Sander with the personal foul. And at the line will be Marie Temple. Free throw is up, and it's good. Temple will have another one. He's got 8. 28-21 Raiders. Next free throw is good for Temple. 29-21 Raiders with 30 seconds to go. Foreman on the right side, takes it to the top of the key, spins right of the lane, puts it up from the elbow, got it and one. Foreman got fouled in the act of shooting. And the bucket is good, and she'll have the and one opportunity. Temple gets the foul for Southridge, 29-23. Foreman at the line for the charity toss. Fires it up and rattles it home.
Foreman with 10. We've got a 30-second timeout here. A 5-point Southridge lead at 29-24 with just 24.2 seconds to go. Again, Raiders with South Spencer here Thursday night on WAXL 103.3 The Fix Sports. The Jeeps travel to Bar Reeve to take on the Vikings in Blue Chip Conference play. So the 30-second timeout here for Andy Chin and his group. And Jeeps come quickly out of their huddle. Southridge now joins them. Temple to throw it in against Jeep pressure. Temple throws it to Nally. Ball knocked it away by Reagan Kneeson out of bounds. So Nally looks to throw it in. Fires it to Gepner. Gepner with it. Gets fouled. And she'll be at the line. 29-24, Raiders by 5. Foul on Foreman. Personal foul on Jeeps and the Foreman for personal. Free throw is up and good for Gepner. Gepner with 8. Next free throw rolls off, no good. Rebounded by Knies. Knies up the floor. Goes to Sander. Sander, baseline jumper, good. So quick timeout for the Jeeps with 12 seconds to go. It's 30-26. Raiders on top by 4 with 12.5 seconds to go here. Well, the Jeeps not going quietly. A little bit more offense here in this fourth quarter by both these teams after it was just 19-13 after 3 quarters of play here at Huddickburg Memorial Gym on this Tuesday night. Again, our next boys game will be Saturday night, Southridge and Jasper here at Huddickburg Memorial Gym on a 7:30 start. These two teams meeting for the only time here in the basketball season. This is the second time the Jeeps and the Raiders have played girls basketball. Raiders won the previous game 62-36, not going to get there at this point, point-wise. Now the Jeeps steal the ball on the press, and they throw it right back to Southridge. Nally goes in from the right side, lays it up and in. Candy Nally gets the bucket, and that'll be the ball game. 32-26. The Raiders beat Northeast Dubois tonight here at Huddickburg Memorial Gym in this ball game. We'll take a break. We'll come back with our scoring and postgame. This is girls high school basketball on WBDC and 18 WJTS. Back at Huddickburg Memorial Gym here on 18 WJTS. Our final, the Southridge Raiders beat the Northeast Dubois 32-26. With the win, the Raiders are 6-11. The Raiders are 8-9, I should say, and the Jeeps with a setback go to 5-12. That'll wrap up our coverage here on 18 WJTS. For Jeremy Marcos, I'm Kurt Guxel saying good night from Huddickburg Memorial Gym.